Good day, my fellow football manager fanatics, and welcome to episode 47 of Regen Rovers. For those of you that celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a lovely day. And for those that don't, I still hope you had a great day, as always. I hope everyone has a great day every day. As you can see, we're starting the episode on a high because I've been offered a new contract by René Kremer, our German owner, and I'm going to try and ask for a 3-year contract. I will reduce the contract down to £500 a week, which is still more than I was earning anyway. But it's, brilliant. 3 years. Fantastic. That's good to get that out the way for the time being. I don't have to worry about being let go. If you reduce the contract too much, then the club are more willing to sack you because the compensation will be cheaper. So you may be thinking just reduce it down to like £150 a week, but then they don't mind sacking you because the compensation is like nothing. So today, or tomorrow, in fact, it's actually Friday, but on Saturday we will be taking on Crawley Town in the FA Cup at home. So that's the big game today. Massive game for the club. We've never got through to the second round of the FA Cup before. We're taking on a League 2 team, are doing relatively well this season. They're fourth, the same position as we are. So they are the division above and in the same position. As you can see, we've certainly improved over the last few games. After that defeat against Stockport in the last episode, we managed to get a decent draw against Gateshead. Once again, we couldn't hold on to our lead. JJ didn't have the best of games, 5.9, nor did Reece Walker. I don't know what's up with these two positions. It's the central role that just does everything and gets the good ratings. Sivs Ellis was magnificent in this game. He really, without him, would have lost about 5-1 today. They just pummeled us after we went 1-0 up through Lee Orford getting his first goal of the season. I'm very pleased that he managed to get a goal after impressing so well in the under-23s. Brilliant ball through from Bradley Berry though, who's having a sensational season still. However, he has got injured and he's come back he's back today. He won't be starting though, which you might think is a bit strange, but yeah, he got a head injury in this game and missed the next 3 matches, in which we actually won every single game. This 5-1 win against Salford was brilliant. They did take the lead in the second minute, but their goalkeeper didn't have the best game, the defence was awful, and Craig Palmer got a hat-trick. Not many players have got a hat-trick for Regen Rovers, so well done to Craig Palmer. Since we've changed the hair pack, he's got some nice fancy hair, he's got a little bit of shadow above the upper lip and around the chin area, and he's scored goals in this game. He'd only scored 1 up to this point. He's had a couple of injuries, little niggles, but in this game he was stupendous. So he managed to equalise in the 6th minute for us. This is the goal. Darren Miller came in for Bradley Berry. Darren Miller's been a little bit injury prone this season. Lovely finish from Palmer from a good assist from Orford. But Miller's done well since coming into the team. He's played a few games to the under 23, scored a couple goals, been injured a couple of times, but back from injury. He then put us into the lead, in fact, with our second goal of the game in the 15th minute. Phil Sawyer having to play in this game. Played it through to Miller. Convincing finish from him. First goal of the season. Sawyer was playing in this game because Marlowe was suspended, I do believe. We then made it 3-1 thanks to Craig Palmer, his second goal of the game, by a lovely ball through to Tim Green, who's been playing very well at right wing back, and great assist, lovely header from Palmer as well, who then made it 4-1 in the second half. This is Chris Scott coming onto the pitch. This is a delightful ball through to Palmer, who tucked it away for his hat-trick. Composed finish, and Chris Scott got on the score sheet himself, if it will let me look at it. There we go. In the 81st minute, 5-1. Is this our biggest win in a competitive game? Possibly. Lovely assist from Palmer, crossing it to the back post for Scott to head home. So Palmer got a 9.6 in this game, 3 goals and an assist. He was insane, and we will look at him in a little bit more detail in a minute. We managed to beat Stalybridge 2-1. We held on. They did get an 89th minute consolation, but goals from Miller and Orford, They scored for Miller got his second goal of the season, as did Orford. I've got so many strikers, and they do seem to take it in turns, having spells of scoring goals for us. This is a great assist from Orford again. Miller just thumped it against the crossbar and it finally crossed the line. It's great to see some of my second string strikers scoring. This is Jack Young crossing it in. It's knocked away, back to Marlowe. Lovely pass, but this is a delightful finish from Orford. Calm, pokes it into the bottom right hand corner for his second goal of the season as well. So it's time for player diaries. I think to make this feature a bit more slick, we will just focus on a couple of performances from an individual player as usual, but try and speed through them a bit quicker. Now we're going to focus on Craig Palmer, only focusing on this game because this is actually the only game he's played well in recently, but I wanted to focus on his hat-trick just to look at it in a bit more detail to show how classy he was. He only had 4 shots in this game. 3 of them all from this side of the goal, as you can see there, because he's on the right hand side playing as the advanced forward in his natural role, and he scored all 3 chances from that side of the goal. The other one was actually saved, so he could have had a 4th if we just watch this highlight. Little bit unfortunate not to get 4 goals, but he can't be unhappy with this. A hat-trick. The defender came in, slid in, put him off, and he did win a corner. He's quite good at corners as well. So if we look at his set pieces, he did take 7 corners for us. Is there a way of seeing how successful they are? I don't think so, but anyway, he whipped 7 corners in. There he is with the ball, there he is without the ball, just on the edge of the centre circle. Quite deep for an advanced forward, but I suppose if we're pulling back, most of the time he's not going to be in the box. He's not a goal hanger. You can see he had 104 touches in this game, the second highest of our team. Tim Green down that right hand side was magnificent as well, but 104 touches. It's interesting how a few games ago it was mainly down the left we were attacking. Today we were mainly attacking down the right, and you can see that evidence from Craig Palmer's positions and all the touches he had in the game. He did lose possession 13 times and only gained it once, but that's not his style of play. He's all about finishing, really. Didn't make any mistakes, which is good. Now, he did have 1 clear-cut chance and 2 half chances, but he scored a hat-trick, so that's impressive. It was only one of those chances that he really should have put away, and he did. And lastly, passing-wise, completed 31 passes all over the pitch, as you can see. That 1 key pass. Let's have a look at that 1 key pass that he produced. It looks like it could be a decent one. Quite a long pass from him. This is it. Oh, it's a delightful ball. First time hit to Orford. Really impressive performance from Palmer. We want more of that because he hasn't done that at all in the last few games. I've kept him up front though because of that performance. I want to put my trust in a few strikers. And we're going into today's FA Cup match with quite a similar team to what I've been playing recently. The only difference is Hall has come in goal for Sivzelis, who, despite that mistake against Stockport, has been very impressive since then and has won us games. He got us a point against Gateshead. That was for certain. But he's been pretty impressive. Alex Hall has played well, though, in the cup games he has played. So let's hope he can perform nicely today. Behind Walker, Bryan, Lofts. Now, Lofts has come back into the team, and he's done all right. I just can't seem to find anyone to be consistent there. JJ hasn't impressed. He did score a goal, but that's all he's done. Lawrence hasn't been particularly good there, the guy unknown from Lincoln. Chris Holmes is more of our player to come off the bench when we need a defender to come off. I'm sticking with Marlowe and Dibber in the middle. They seem to be working pretty well. Their average rating's not bad for central midfielders. And up front, we're going with Craig Palmer, the hat-trick man, Miller and Orford, who both are in form at the moment, which does actually mean Bradley Berry's just come back from injury. He's on the bench, along with Chris Scott and Brady Chick. The days of Jack Young, are they over? Are his glory days over for the club? He's had 7 starts, 4 sub-appearances this season, 1 goal and 1 assist. He scored a few in the under-23s. I just want it to work for him. And we all thought last season was incredibly impressive to be top scorer after coming back from such a severe injury. Obviously, looking at him attribute-wise, he is not as good as some of our strikers. It's a nostalgic thing that we keep putting him in, I guess. But we know he can score goals, and maybe his time will come again. We'll find out, won't we? Match day then. FA Cup day. We're ready for this. I am. Oh, look at that big win from the under-18. 6-3 victory. Glyn Howe, or Ho, or however you want to pronounce it. The best youth intake player from last season, with 4 goals in that game. Shall we get on with this then? Crawley Town, we're coming for you. This is a local derby. Remember, we played at Crawley Stadium for a couple seasons. They are very close to Reigate. They're just down the road. Crawley's just over the border in West Sussex, but they are geographically very close if you look at them on a map. So this is massive. Although Regen Rovers currently do not have any rivals, although on FM16 they introduced this thing where you can gain rivals over the history of your club. So, for example, if you always face Man United in the FA Cup and you lose, or take it in turns winning each FA Cup, eventually you'd become rivals because you're used to taking each other on all the time. So I don't think we've gained any rivals yet. I hope Miller and Orford can continue to score. Orford's a creative player as well, even though he's playing in that poacher role. He creates opportunities for other players. And you may have noticed I am going with the attacking tactic. Who did we play in the first round? Completely Fleetwood. In the first round, we went for the defensive one, and it worked very well. But I mean business here. We're going for it. We're going with the 3 up front. I want to punish Crawley. I want to prove that we are good enough to defeat a League 2 team, and maybe inspire the squad to think we can win this. We can win the conference and get promoted to the League 2. Oh, Marlowe's picked up a knock, and I'm going to have to bring Sawyer on for him. At the moment, we're holding firm. 3 shots to their 5. Nothing has happened. Well, here's a highlight then. Alex Hall, the 19-year-old keeper, passes it to Loft. So we're going to have an opportunity for us at the end of this first half. Or is it going to be for Crawley Town? Lovely ball out wide to Tim Green. Tim Green, great cross in. It's an own goal. It's an own goal that puts us in the lead. Tim Green has been sensational down that right-hand side. Maybe sensational is a bit of a strong word. He's been good this season since coming in for Howcroft. Howcroft disappointed me. He didn't have the best of seasons last year. And for whatever reason, inverted wing-backs seem to work best when they're actually right-footed on the right-hand side, left-footed on the left-hand side. They come into the midfield, and they can still bomb up and down like traditional wing-backs as well, I find. So, we're 1-0 up at half-time. I think I have to go to the defensive one. I know we're doing very well with this, but the sensible thing to do now would be to play the defensive one. And I will keep... I'll take... Miller's been... he's not been so good in this game, 6.4, but he has been very good lately. It feels a little bit mean taking him off, but Holmes is going to come on, and we're going to turn down the tempo and start the second half and try and hold on to this incredible result. If we can get through to the 3rd round, that would be massive for Regen Rovers. Imagine if we got Man United away from home in the 3rd round. That would be unbelievable from us. As Warren, his cross was just a bit too powerful for Palmer there, who manages to win a corner. Very good stuff from him. Look at that little banner there. Who made that, guys? Who made that? Let me know. Here's Warren putting it in. Oh, the end of the highlight. I was about to head it home or do an overhead kick. We're closing down this game at the moment. Can we hang on? I'm going to bring off Orford. We're going to bring on the big man, Brady Chick, up front alongside Craig Palmer. Chick's got a few goals this season, but he hasn't scored for a while. But he is mainly a substitute nowadays. 14 minutes to go. It's worked so far, but it could still go all wrong here if they can get an equaliser. We might have to play a replay, or they might turn it around. This is the time when Colchester United turned it around against us last season. And Alex Hall, he was beaten, but it hit the crossbar, and we do survive. But 3 minutes later, there's another opportunity for Crawley, and it's in the back of the net. That was really bizarre. It looked like it was going over, but it somehow went in, and it's 1-1. Well, I'm dreaming of Man United. When Thomas Asante punishes us, well, we're going to have to stay on defensive for the rest of the game and hold out for a replay at the stadium that we used to play at for a couple of seasons. Or are they going to defeat us at the end though. Hall clings onto that one. The Crawley fans behind the goal. Just the short journey up to Reigate. Little bit disappointed with that. It's a good 1-1 draw, let's be honest. We held on well. We conceded the goal, but we did hold on in the end for a draw. And to be honest, the replay is good for us because we get more money. Possibly could be put on TV as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play 2 games behind the scenes. We're going to play Zedham and Redbridge and Bognor Regis. I'll just play them behind the scenes and show you the results. And then we will show the FA Cup replay because I don't want the episode to be too long at the middle stage of this season. I don't want you guys moaning about really long episodes. So I know some of you love long episodes, but I think the majority of people prefer them to be as short as possible. We are in the FA Cup third round draw for the first time ever though, so that's exciting. Who will we get as an incentive to get through the second round then? I'd either rather it be a massive team away from home or it be, okay, an easy team and then get through another stage. So if we get through this game against Crawley, we will take on probably Regen Rovers unless Grays Athletic can pull off a shock. I'd love it to be Grays Athletic because that should be an easy win and then we'll be in the 4th round. Really good win against Dagenham and Redbridge. Pleased with that. We went 3-0 up before they got a goal back. I went with the same strike force of Palmer, Miller and Orford. Did bring Brady Chick on though, and Chris Scott. But Palmer, with another 2 goals, man of the match. He seems to get his goals in bunches then, doesn't he? This was his 5th and 6th goals of the season. Lovely ball over from Marlowe, and Palmer, cracking finish to be fair, past the keeper. 58th minute, he put us 2-0 up. Chris Scott, delightful ball to Orford, who ran into the penalty box. Great ball across. Palmer couldn't miss. Orford is so good at creating those opportunities. He then actually scored himself a minute later. Tim Green, forward up to Chris Scott. Long ball over the top for Orford. And he finished it. He's not going to miss those opportunities. And that was his 3rd goal of the season. He's just contributing so much to the team at the moment. It's brilliant. So a 3-1 win. Assists for Marlowe, Orford and Chris Scott as well. Also playing well. Defensively we're okay. Danny By, of course, 7.3. Solid as ever. Siv Ellis, decent in goal. And that does leave us on 41 points. 3rd place. At the halfway point of this season, we are 4 points behind top of the table York City. This looks like a possible promotion campaign, guys. We have the opportunity to perhaps get a playoff place. Maybe even better if we can continue to turn draws into wins, which we are doing lately. This is not good. Alex Hall injured for 2 to 3 months. I'm sending him to a specialist. Dislocated his shoulder whilst catching the ball. That's a blow. It does give the opportunity for Grant Ward to come back into the team, onto the bench. It's a real setback for Alex Hall because he's young, he's trying to improve, but with this injury, that could really impact his progression. Solid win against Bognor Regis Town in the FA Trophy then. 1st round, expected to get through this, and we beat them comfortably. 1,327 of you turned up for this one, and you can see Chris Scott scored the 2 goals that won us this game. I made a couple changes. I brought Bradley Berry back into the team for Darren Miller, and Chris Scott came in up front. Orford kept his place, but I did go with Miguel and Sawyer in the middle, who were a little bit tired, but I gave them game time. Just to rest a few players ahead of the FA Cup replay. Siv Ellis was actually really good in goal, and he had to be. Reece Walker as well at the back, solid. Danny By, of course, but Chris Scott was the man that gave us the victories. What a ball through from Bradley Berry there, and then Orford, another assist for him. He's just so creative with these crosses. And this time I played him on the right hand side, and Chris Scott played in his favoured poacher role on the left. He confirmed victory in the second half, 47th minute winner. Orford running forwards, tackled, back to Berry, lovely assist, brilliant finish from Chris Scott, and that was his 9th goal of the season, which I think makes him top goal scorer. It does. 9 goals in 13 starts and 9 sub appearances for Chris Scott. He's not starting really. He hasn't started the last few games, but he is a poacher. He gets goals. He's got 15 on finishing. Maybe he's like the new Jack Young, the guy that gets the goals. Doesn't maybe do as he's also creative though. Look at him, 5 assists in the league this season. That's really quite special from him. He's done really well. Bradley Berry, of course, has done very well, but in a way, Chris Scott has played better. Better goals to game ratio. Started less games. He's got one more goal. He's got one more assist. Better average rating. Craig Palmer is maybe more like the new Jack Young, who gets goals rather than maybe doing anything else for the team. Spencer Drury's still up there. I've dropped him lately because you know what Spencer Drury's like sometimes. He makes some real terrible misses, and he did behind the scenes, which is why I dropped him for the last few games. Brady Chick's got 4. We're sharing them around the strikers. Miller and Orford both have 3 goals each as well. Orford's got 6 assists, so he's joint top with Chris Scott. And Orford's average rating is very strong. He's the second best average rating in the team. Miller is third since he's come back into the first team. And there's some really good performances from players up front, and to be honest, they're keeping Jack Young out. I don't need to bring Jack Young in. He's got a 6.58. Last year we kind of needed him at one point. He was our saviour when my other strikers stopped scoring, and he came in and scored the goals. Maybe we'll need him at some point this season, but the other guys, they're doing it. They are scoring goals. Another really good win for the under-23s. See, Dale Wall and Drury, I dropped them into the under-23s. They've scored in this game. What Dale Wall hasn't played in the first team this season, I haven't needed him, and I'm not playing a target man at the moment, which is the role he prefers to play. And that's why Brady Chick's just been on the bench, been playing that deep line forward, which is working so effectively, being creative, and it's not meant Dale Wall has any opportunities. Joseph Mohammed has scored in this game as well. He scored a few goals for the under-23s, only one competitive goal, but he did actually pick up a bit of a severe injury for a few weeks. He's back, and I've got high hopes for him as well. He might be getting a place in the first team before too long as well. We've drawn Slough in the FA Trophy second round, who are one of the only teams that are not playing at Vanarama level. They're playing at regional level, so we should be getting through the second round of this. Well, I don't think we've been past the second round before. Might be wrong, but I can't remember us ever doing very well in this competition. 3 players in Team of the Week: Palmer, Marlowe and Sivzelis. Easy win predicted for Crawley Town. I'm sure this game will be tough. We're not playing on TV, unfortunately. Our game against Hampton and Richmond was on TV, and we thrashed them 4. And that was a great game to be showing to the nation. Can we pull off a shock? This is the team I'm going with to take on Crawley Town. I'm being brave, and I'm going attacking. I want to get through to the next round. I don't want to be defensive. I don't want to risk conceding an early goal and then have to chase the game. We're going with 3 up front. We're going with Berry, Orford and Palmer. Palmer's in form. Orford's in form, especially at creating opportunities. Berry is back from injury and aiming to start scoring again. Dibber and Marlowe in the middle. Green and Warren, our best wing-backs this season. Lofts, Bayern, Walker. Lofts is back at the back. And Sivzelis in goal. The bench is very striker heavy. Brady Chick, Chris Scott, Miller and Drury. Giving Drury an opportunity on the bench, possibly to come on and cause some problems. Mackenzie's the midfielder option, and Holmes is the player that can basically play anywhere at the back if we have any problems. Here we go, here we go, here we go. They've gone with is that a different formation to the one they played away from home? Maybe not. Might be thinking wrong there, but anyway, they've got some dangerous players. They're doing well in League 2, and I'm sure they will want to punish us for even thinking about trying to beat them in the last game. This local derby has hotted up. I'm sure there's lots of people in the area cheering on Crawley, but plenty of you guys have come down from Reigate, I hope. No excuse, it's literally like 15 minutes away probably. And the players are walking out, and we're up for this. We're up for the cup. Come on, guys. Come on, Sylvester the Snake, cheer us on. I'm pumped. Pumped, as Away Days would say. Do you watch him? Great YouTuber. I would recommend checking him out if you don't. Green, back to Sivzelis. Over to Lofts. This is nice play, Warren. Here's Orford running forwards with the ball. Good ball out wide to Green. Gets forward. It's a little bit of a poor cross though. It's too close to the keeper. There was only Orford in the box. Don't know where Palmer was. He should have been up there as well. And perhaps this is going to be an opportunity for Crawley after all, as somehow they break Berry, and it's a chipped onto the crossbar. Sivzelis is in goal. I'm not playing War, by the way. I don't want to risk that. I've definitely got Sivzelis in goal. I'm happy with Alex Hall to play in goal, but because he's injured, we're going with Sivzelis. I think Palmer's picked up an injury. Damn it. And I'm actually going to bring on Chris Scott, and we're going to swap Orford and Chris Scott around. Gashed head, that's a bit painful. So far, we are matching Crawley. 4 shots each, just gone up to 5 for them. 50-50 possession. We're doing pretty well at the moment, but commentators curse, they're probably going to score now. Lofts up to Dibber, does well into Chris Scott. Chris Scott running forwards, he's gone for the jugular. Slammed it left-footed over the bar. I think that's his weaker foot as well. Cross from Crawley Town, the corner, and it's in the back of the net. They get an injured player in the process, but we are 1-0 down. And I'm just going to encourage the team to try and get back into this. It's a corner that undoes us again, and it's a well-worked corner from them. There's corners. Look, there's 3 men on that guy, and none of them jumped. And headed across 3 players. Really should have stopped Murphy from heading that. It's ridiculous. They did injure him, which I guess is okay, but not good enough. You need to stop him from getting above you and heading that ball back across the face of goal. And this Bradley Berry's been disappointing, 6.3. I am going to be a bit harsh on them to try and boost the guys. I'm actually going to go a bit more route 1. We're bringing on Brady Chick, the super sub, trying something a little bit different. Okay, different strike partnership or trio once again in the second half. Can we pull off a shock and turn this around? Sivzelis pumps it up the pitch to Chick. Can't quite win the header. There was 3 men on him then. Warren over the top for Chris Scott. Good ball into Chick, who scores. The super sub does it again. It's 1-1. 25 yards out. Slams it into the back of the net. It was actually Chris Scott that got on the end of the header. It's a great header from him. And then Chick, you know what he's like with long shots, slams it past the keeper for 1-1 early on in the second half. That was pretty much, it's like his second touch of the ball. But here come Crawley again, and it's off the post, and Warren clears away. We've got it on attacking because I'm going for this. I want to win this game properly. As another attack from Crawley beckons. Come on, guys, get in there, win it back. Here's Freeman for Crawley Town, into Connolly, into Maxwell. Reese Walker clears. It's into Orford. It's into Brady Chick. Brady Chick. He's going to shoot, isn't he? It's to Warren. Puts the ball in. Chris Scott. Goal. No. Orford put it across the face of goal and there was no one there. And we were very unlucky not to find the back of the net there a couple of times. Really unfortunate. Maybe I should bring Orford off. Spencer Drury could maybe come on. Maybe later in the game. We'll leave it for now. Orford was very unlucky there. It was a tight angle. Maybe should have shot rather than crossed it across the face of goal. But he probably thought that Chris Scott would be there. But it wandered over. Here's Tim Green. We're really on the offensive here. And, the keeper does well there, coming for that. And he's pumped it up the pitch. It's headed. Come on, Marlowe, win that. Nope. Oh, no. This is a goal. This is a goal. And, yeah. We've done so well in the second half. But they've had the clear-cut chances in this game. We've only had 1. Rounded Sivzelis. We didn't really beat Sivzelis, but Sivzelis couldn't really do much with that. 1-1. I'm going to take off Lee Orford. We're bringing on Spencer Drury. Let's hope he can turn it on today. We're really going for it. Roam from positions is being switched on. I'm being brave. It's been an enjoyable game for the neutrals, I must say. But I'm not a neutral. I want to win this. We're going overload. With 12 minutes to go. We're being brave. We'll probably lose this game 3 or 4-1 now by going overload. But I have to take the risk. And we are going route 1. Come on, guys. 10 minutes to go. Please. Bai's had a poor game. 6.1 from him. Sivzelis. Up the pitch. Chick. Headed back to Marlowe. Here's Bai. Into Dibber. Lovely ball to Tim Green. It's a speculative ball in, but this might be an opportunity. Chris Scott! Was he onside? Was he onside? 10th goal of the season. 2-2. Okay, pause the game. Chris Scott is a goal scorer. What did I say? We're going back to attacking. We're still keeping it on attacking. We're still going pretty adventurous football here, but we're going route 1 up to the big man, Brady Chick. I keep calling him the big man. I don't know how tall he is. I just assume he's tall. This is going to extra time if we can hang on for a couple more minutes. The players are going to be knackered after this game. They already are knackered. Extra time it is. We've been brilliant today. Happy with the performance, keep it up. Defence-wise, I'm going to say unlucky so far. That's motivated them. Let's just have a look at Brady Chick. He's 188 centimetres, so he's pretty tall. Pretty tall guy. He's got 10 on heading, so I think that is the best from us out of any of our strikers. So I can call him the big man. Danny Bai has been really disappointing. It's very strange. I think he was at fault for the goals, sort of leaving players to run over him. Okay, this might go to penalty shootout. We've not had a penalty shootout this series yet. What a performance from us though, to actually hold firm against Crawley, get 2 goals. Really, very impressive. I'm really proud of the guys. Even if we do lose now in this extra time period or on penalties, I'm proud. As we once again are exposed at the back, it's the defence. I think we need to drop deeper. It's not quite working for us having a normal defensive line. So I think dropping deeper, hopefully the pace of Crawley will not destroy us now. As Sivzelis does well to catch that. He's had a good game actually. He's on like a 7.9. He's had a very good game, despite conceding 2 goals. Bye to Walker, just playing it around at the back. Walker up the pitch to Spencer Drury, into Chris Scott. He's played it through to Brady Chick. Oh, that is awful. That is a terrible. I thought it was offside, but that was a really bizarre effort from him. That was a clear-cut chance as well. I think we've missed both our clear-cut chances. Here's Crawley. It's a goal. It's 3-2. And we're going to have to go overload for the second period, unfortunately. Roam from positions. Take more risks. Marlowe's going to turn into central midfielder attack. Lots of goals in this game, but perhaps the FA Cup dream is finally over. We've taken them to extra time. And it was a good goal from them, to be fair. Is there still another chapter in this FA Cup story, though? It's out wide to Tim Green. Tim Green loses the ball. That is poor. I thought perhaps we would get an equaliser just before the half-time whistle. It looks more likely that Crawley will score a 4th and end this now. They do. They've ended it. And it doesn't look so pretty now, the scoreline. Nothing Sivzelis could do about that. He's gone down to a 6.9, but seriously, there was nothing he could do about those goals. And I wouldn't be surprised if they score a couple more in this second half, because I've gone overload. Although it looks like it's just going to go to the final whistle and spare our blushes. Defence not good today, but it's against a League 2 team. They're a division above us, aiming for promotion from League 2. I'm proud of the guys. I hope you guys are as well. It would have been a brilliant opportunity to get through to that 3rd round, because we'd have probably made the 4th round. But it wasn't meant to be today. There's always next season. Perhaps 3rd round will come about at some point in this story. Well, when we get to the Championship, we'll automatically start in the 3rd round, won't we? 4-2 defeat then. But I'm proud of the guys, as I said, already 3 times. And it's been alright today, actually, because Palmer's injured. He can play through the injury. He can wear a face mask. Because today, although we've crashed out the FA Cup, we're through to the next round of the FA Trophy, and we should be getting through to the 3rd round of that. Possibly we could win this, because this is a competition that is for conference and below only. This is a competition we should be aiming to win, I think. So let's try and aim for some cup glory this year. We're improving in the league. We've won 4 games in a row in the league, and we're 3rd in the table. I'm very pleased with that, as I'm sure you guys are too. So thanks for watching today's episode. Please hit that like button for an impressive performance from the lads today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please press that subscribe button and keep your eye out for episode 48 of Regen Rovers. See you soon, guys.